DCA adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Hold on.
Yo, Crypto Nation, it's another FA Friday, guys. Yo, we got this chats all litty tonight. Yo, check that out. We got Wheeling Crypto in here. We got Jason the Tiger Osborne. What's going on? We got Mr. Ralph Cooper in his house. We got our one guy, Oz. Not going to be able to make it tonight. Not a problem. Not a problem, my dude.
All right.
Hey man, family first. That's one of DCA Adventures rules, you know.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
It's facts. That's why I'm like driving right now. I had to go get baby formula.
She and daddy stuff
And
happens.
like no store within 40 miles had my formula.
Oh yeah, that's.
So I had to drive 40 minutes away to go get formula.
Yeah, it's like when you're sitting there at midnight packing the baby stuff for tomorrow, and you're like, "Oh, I need wipes," and no store is open.
Yeah,
Like, oh, this is gonna be a messy one tonight.
I saw that.
No
I
doo-doo,
saw before I
baby, no
left, and I
doo-doo.
was like, I'm about 2.5 to 3 bottles. I can make it to the morning, but I really don't want to push it.
Yeah, seriously.
I've had those 3 a.m. mess ups, you know, where you're like,
Ooh,
oh shit. Now I gotta go get
Those are
formula at
horrendous.
3 o'clock in the morning.
oh yeah.
So YouTube has relaxed their swearing rules a little bit.
What?
Yeah,
We can't.
Hold
Hold on. But you can't go overboard with it. If you start swearing and we are finally monetized, it looks like we might be eligible here at some point in time.
Oh,
Hey, you know we can keep it clean for a little bit, you know.
But
for a little
it's like we just can't be like, you know, swearing like a sailor type of deal. You know.
Come on, you don't want to like sing like the Jay and Silent Bob song?
No,
no.
The Cartman,
absolutely.
Kyle's mom song is better.
Yeah. No Kyle's mom. No.
Well.
Man, don't make me call, you know, that one place where they got all those funny pins on.
funny pins.
Oh yeah, Chris doesn't know the show.
No.
Dude, something happened
Shenanigans.
at my house like recently. Like we used to have the old manual style power meters, right? They came and replaced the entire freaking neighborhood with smart meters. I'm like, oh, this can't be good.
Fun.
This can't be good.
Well, it's crazy. Like I watched a YouTube of some guy who like took them apart and like was testing all this stuff on them. Like they have like remote kills on there. It's connected to 5G. Like, come on, guys.
Yep.
It's terrible.
They're interlinked to each other.
Yeah, so they can talk to each other and bounce signals from one to another. Yeah.
Yep.
They are an Amazon Alexa without talking to you.
Without the video or audio recording capabilities.
They're definitely talking to each other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're mesh networked in. That's why they come in waves.
Hopefully it's not attacking all the home networks and getting in there too.
Oh, do you know it? Oh, hey, we need to enter your Wi-Fi password so that way we can connect your new smart meter.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So.
Now they got 5G
I have
on
that
board. No
feature on
worries.
mine where I can connect mine with to my Wi-Fi.
Man, I would get
He was like, "Do you want to go and program with your Wi-Fi?" And I said, "No." I said, "Does it still work without it?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Then I'm good."
The new
still
spot I
works.
moved to.
No, thanks, buddy. I'm good.
It had a Nest for a thermostat, and like the stupidest thing. Like every time I'd reset it, like factory reset, like it would try to like I'd come home early one day and like the freaking it was cold as balls in the house, and I'm like, what the hell? The thing's like set at 60. It like automatically sets itself, so I had to actually read a manual and see how to like turn everything off on the stupid thing. It's fine now, but I mean, they make it like impossible for you to like, be in control of your power. They're like, oh, we know you're not home, so we're gonna turn your thermostat all the way down. Like,
we don't care that you might have a rare bird that needs a certain temperature, or you have animals there that
house plants.
Right. They don't like to be that cold. They're tropical plants. You're trying to grow stuff. Yeah. I mean, think about all those people.
Get a drink. Y'all watch my car for me.
Sure.
Okay, we'll watch it.
No worries.
It's almost like the people out, the residents in Colorado, where they signed up for bills that were. They're like, oh yeah, we could save $100 off of our bill and be a part of the Energy Saver program. And all I have to do is just install the smart meter. Cool, we're no problem with that. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, they can't turn their temperature up at all. They can't get the AC to kick in. I was like, yeah, 100%. You want to know also where you're locked out of? If you're in Silicon Valley Bank, you're locked out
permanently.
Oh yeah,
they shut the doors.
Third party has been confirmed to take over on the bank. This is bad because they were in the top 20 banks for doing startups. They had over $1 billion out on assets.
Ugh.
And
it's all gone now, huh?
Paperwork.
Yeah. And if you look at it, you'll see it in all the tech stocks, any tech stocks, tech startups. That also includes crypto.
Ooh, I can see now.
And that is, if you guys haven't been paying attention, the market shit itself this morning.
Yes, it did.
Upon at the same time that
Litecoin exploded.
No.
I mean, it went up a little bit, but
Russia and Brazil and all their friends decided to make their own currency backed by physical assets.
Right, it's called gold.
The BRICS nations,
it's called gold.
They said precious metals, so gold, palladium,
it'll just be hard
silver.
assets.
It's going to be hard assets.
Yeah, it'd be the Bretton Woods system because gold's too pure for them to be able to account for. They need something that'll dilute it a little faster.
I mean, you got to wonder when the countries start buying up all the gold, what's happening.
Oh yeah.
Or when Bill Gates starts buying up all the farmland.
I mean, that already happened.
Hey man, there was some goofy guy sitting in there playing with everything, man.
We yelled at him and he got scared and ran away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not furry enough. He had no beard. There was no beard,
gnomes.
dude. It looked really goofy.
He looked like Captain Underpants.
Underpants gnomes.
Oh my gosh, underpants gnomes.
Yeah, they steal your underpants when you sleep.
I've heard about those, man.
But yeah, it's really kind of it, and all of this is all happening right after FTX implodes, 3 commas implodes. Let's see here.
Seriously, what the heck is going on?
We have Silvergate.
It's called the crash of the dollar.
Silvergate Financial. Silvergate Financial locks up. I mean, there is a lot of different industries that all have their digits in the crypto sphere in one way or another.
Yeah, they're dipping in for sure.
And they're all imploding trying to do this.
Mm-hmm. Well, you remember the bailouts of 2008, right? We're about to experience bail-ins where the banks steal your money.
No. You see, they're already going. There's already bill proposal, I guess, that's going to be coming across Congress here for a bailout for the bank.
Another one?
Yep.
Dude,
which isn't going to do shit except
how many times
inflation
do you can before it explodes?
That's the point. They don't want it to explode. They want you to, slowly lose all your value
and be dependent on government. What?
No, it's not that. The way that they're looking at it is not a lot of people have lost their jobs. And
I mean,
that's
more people now
one
than ever are working still, you know.
Yeah, that's one temperature gauge that they're using is that because the numbers that they're looking at are so heavily manipulated, like their data is just messed up from the start. So, but the one metric that they are looking at though that is it's a lagging accurate.
What was it? The unemployment?
Yep, it's a lagging indicator. By the time you see it there. The problems the problems are already rearing its ugly head, guys.
Oh, that was last month, guys. Sorry.
Right. You're just now seeing the second round of layoffs.
Yeah.
But to see a bank in the top 20 implode, that's a bad sign.
Well, that's like Wells Fargo. Like, you know, they were reporting a glitch, but. You know, we all know what that means.
So,
tell me more about Wells Fargo, because I know somebody that actually banks with Wells Fargo. Should I tell them to get their money out now?
I would tell them to get your money out of there no matter what, dude. Wells Fargo is a shady bank.
They were the terriblest bailout one in 2008, I believe.
Yeah, no,
they were.
No, they got levied with a fine from the federal government that people doesn't like to talk about. With Wells Fargo,
they would actually do anything I advised, saying, "Hey, get it out."
I would be never banking with them under the one pretense.
I don't.
And here's the reason why. I will let you guys know, since a lot of people don't talk about it. Wells Fargo was taking out loans on people's homes that had loans with their bank. And when Wells Fargo did not pay said loans, they foreclosed on the homeowners a home, seized the house, kicked the homeowners out, and resold the homes. They made almost $30 million for this maneuver. Their fine was only $9 million fine.
Mm-hmm.
They profited by destroying people's livelihoods.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Facebook privacy stuff. Like, you know, they're like, oh, the government fined them like $5 billion. They're like, oh, that's like a month worth of our income, so no problem here. Would they pay the fine and it's business as normal, you know?
Well, except that if you go on Facebook Ads Manager, they did start narrowing down certain things. Like you cannot target people based on religious preferences, political preferences. You cannot target somebody if they're a homeowner. You have to basically target people by going around and saying, you know what, typically if somebody's a homeowner, chances are they're into do-it-yourself, home improvement, home and garden.
Doesn't mean you're a crazy prepper.
Well, there's so many Facebook users out there that are foolish enough to use the Facebook app, which then gives Facebook permission to use your speakers. So it's listening to you, so it can tailor your ads around what you're talking about.
Just to you, yeah. I found that out the hard way, like right when the Google
you don't
Home
get you don't get that if you go in through the browser though. They only have the permission while you're logged in.
Hold on. They're targeting the speakers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Send me people that need solar.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Now it's not those speakers that they're listening to.
You'll just get ads for solar panels now.
Right?
With those solar panel ads, you'll also
the phone
see,
speakers that
the ones saying, "Hey, do you need leads?"
No, it's pay me for your next lead, and it's then we hear I got scammed.
And it's gone.
Right.
Speaking of scammers, there's been a lot more out in the social network.
Yeah, and they're getting brought out into the banking world too. It's amazing.
Scam everywhere.
And Joe working class is gonna bail out a bank again, guys.
Of course we are, duh. Too big to fail, right? Too big to fail twice in 20 years or 10 years. What? Yeah, like 15 years,
something like that. 2008 to now, it's almost
this will be
15 years. 15 years.
This will be the largest bank crisis since I think it I think this is going to be the third largest bank that failure.
Yeah, two really close together, and the other one happened before we were born. So
Yeah, 1929, when the stock market initially crashed, there was a credit crunch at that point. They printed money for that, and because they printed money, it took 10 years to recover, and they didn't shut down the economy that time.
yeah, they didn't lock everybody away.
No, they just got done doing war. So they were in debt up to their eyeballs, and then this happened.
Resources run out, you know.
People jumped out of buildings, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Crypto Bedell, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Craziness. Ooh. Yeah. So the sky is falling, guys. What else is going on?
You know, stuff at the Bizity mine. You know, got that stuff going. We got.
Yeah, I saw.
Seeing Kel's updates on the TFMs.
Oh my God! There's like over 300 GPUs there.
323.
Yeah.
323.
Dang.
That's amazing.
Yep, and then a handful of, and then a bunch of ASICs too.
Oh, yeah.
16 ASICs.
Hash the planet, baby. Hash it.
Oh yeah. So
That's
I mean,
a lot of them.
Yep, and then we're waiting on the trying to get like contracts signed with the power company, I guess, and seeing about getting. Well, I gotta get a hold of him. I was hoping that he would get a hold of me and like let me know if.
Yeah,
because like I need to get a bottom line so that I can try to see if there's any way that I can make a budget for this. And it's like, and he's wanting to charge me for that. He wants to charge us for that privilege.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, it's going to be between this number and this number, and the difference is like 40 grand. Just sign here, and we'll get moving forward.
Yeah, sign here. We'll get it started for you.
I'm like 40 grand is a lot that can make and break a company. I need a hard locked in number.
And you should.
I cannot budget for anything without a hard locked in number so that I can tell people, hey, I need X. Yeah. There's 4 of you. If there's 4 of you, I can split this up this way between all 4 of you. What say you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
yay or nay?
but and at the same time, if it's gonna blow past my budget, I want to know how much is it gonna hurt me to find out this knowledge.
Like, you just started, you don't want to have to like have any like unforeseen like monetary expectations, you know.
If I say no, what is it gonna cost me?
And if you say yes, how much does that cost?
Right. I want to know both ways.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's putting in a bigger transformer and some wires and a new meter. I'm like, how much more straightforward do you need?
Yeah, right. Well, you know, if it's raining, we charge double, so I don't, you know.
Right, the cow farted that day because we're out in the middle of nowhere.
Cow farts.
It was a bad day. It was creating a lot of dust storm.
Dusty cow farts.
Right. If you were in Ireland, it would be wet farts.
Patties.
Right?
Buffalo chips.
Like, oh my God, yeah. So, yeah, trying to get that all done up. Sit there, you know, just trying to get the money right. That's all it is at this point. It's just making sure we got the money right.
Oh, yeah,
and all that good stuff.
Especially when you're the business owner, you know, you gotta make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's
And
are
you
crossed.
can't
and
just
shit.
go, yeah, just I
whim
mean,
it. Yeah, just on a whim. Yeah, no worries.
you're
man.
asking for big boy power. I'm like, you need a price tag for that. It's like there's things called budget committees, right?
I mean, they have it. They're just probably dicking you around.
Oh yeah, they want to see how serious we are, and it's like, bro, come on, stop. I understand it costs money to do business. I understand this.
Yes.
Mhm.
We will pay the fee. We just need to know how much it is.
Right.
Yeah.
How much is this going to
Straight
hurt
up.
us?
No
Right.
dicking around. No range. Straight
Yeah.
up.
It's like when the cable company tries to come to your house. We'll be there between 9 and 5. I'm like, you suck.
All right, I'm now held hostage all day.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. You realize you cost me $400 because I had to stay home from work today. Thanks.
Right. They come they come at like 3 PM. You're like, yeah, thanks.
Be like, I could have worked like most of the day, asshole.
Right. It's like, thanks.
Thanks. Oh. Wow.
Appreciate the shenanigans.
Oh yeah. What time is it?
Oh, I think
7:26. I think it's time for an announcement.
Yeah, I was just about thinking.
I don't think there's any FAs in the chat. You know, there's
No,
not
there's
enough.
not. There's not.
I mean, we
You
got
missed Golden
Golden
Wolf.
Wolf.
It's a quiet crowd. They're a little shy. I think.
Golden
I can't
Wolf
text him
always. Golden Wolf is always good for that. You know, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
So many FAs.
I
I would
know.
So
type
many.
100 times. If I could.
1 million FAs.
There we go. We got Crypto Bedell dropping them. We got just one from Gundy.
Million. That's it.
Well,
That's all you guys get. Sorry.
he wants it from these 10 awesome people to also drop these in too.
That's right.
There we go.
I mean,
Here we go.
Oh.
Are we ready?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good one.
How did that sound in the car speakers?
Was the bass resonating?
I'm not. You're not plugged into the car.
Oh, that's all right.
You're playing through my phone.
This is an OG shirt, man. This is like the first run up.
Yeah, I see that.
See that?
This
That's
car is not
20K right
fancy
there.
It's like, come on, resistance.
Yeah.
Resist bottoming out any further.
Yeah.
This car's too old for all those fancy shindigs.
Fancy.
It's not that old, but whatever. Old enough.
Hey, some of those came with auxiliary ports.
Yeah, not this one.
Not this one.
Hey, that's too rich, man. You know.
No, that's what the poor people got the
Aux port?
auxiliary,
What the
yeah,
heck
the
is
aux
that?
port, and then the rich people got the Bluetooth.
I don't have either one. I have a VR3 that plugs into the cigarette lighter to connect to my radio.
To run through the radio, nice.
Yes.
I remember those days. Yeah, used to do that with my portable CD player.
Did it have ESP?
Yes.
Electronic shock protection?
Hit a
Oh
good
my God.
bump on your
It
CD.
had G-Shock protection. It was from Sony.
Dude, I
Yeah,
remember the first,
it was
portable ones.
it was
They're
one for
terrible.
it was for one where you can sit there and jog with it, dude, and it wouldn't skip.
Yes.
Nice.
Because it would like you as soon as you close it, it would spin it, read the information, and then park the
Yeah,
disc.
it'd be like 10 seconds ahead or something.
No, it would literally just read the disc and stop. As you're sitting there
and, like,
running.
wait for. Oh, so it would like buffer like X amount of kilobytes or something.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it would buff like two rotations ahead or some shit like that.
and park. It was kind of wild.
Yeah.
They'd brake like crazy because it was just really complicated.
Yeah, spin up, slow down, spin up, slow down.
And I would fix them, you know, and the motors were cheap, but they would always break.
Yay, China.
No, these were good motors, dude.
Made in the USA back then, probably.
No, it's still made in China, but they were good though. You know, this is before the world
80s China, got it. All right.
Right. This is when everybody was still like building stuff with quality.
Yeah, and then they realized they could use, you know.
Hey man, don't make me feel old, Chris. Just because me and Gundy are old enough to remember what me and Gundy are the last of the generation that knows what quality is. You guys, Chris and Mikkel see that in a thing called an antique store.
Well,
it had to be made in Japan.
In the time of apocalypse, you got to get yourself a Gen X friend. You know.
Right, I'm just saying.
We seen a few things and been a few places. Right,
just saying. My dad went to a few more places. Like now, he's seen some things.
I bet.
Seen some things, man.
Hey, he doesn't have a service record, you know, at all. I mean, it's just blacked out. It shows him going through boot camp and then fucking getting released.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, he taught at West Point for like 6 months right before he got out.
It's the hush. They were just like, "Come on, you gotta tell us everything you know before you leave."
Tech Man says he's been picking on the twatters on Twitter.
Twatters, yeah. It's goddamn twatters.
Oh yeah. Tech Man has been poop posting. I'm like sitting here trying, like I see him poop post, and I'm like, oh god, don't do it.
Laugh.
Don't do it. Don't add to the conversation. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're trying to run clean for a little bit here.
Yeah, you don't want to be banned just yet.
Right. Hey man, I fought the Twitter and
no doubt, Ralph.
Never won.
Yeah.
Dude, they were trying to sit there. I was like trying to incite violence against a person. I'm like, bro, I was literally talking about an article posted by a journalist.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Because it was fake news. Like, you know,
No.
Snopes said
No,
it
was legit news. It was about one of those climate activists. They were sitting there gluing their hands to freaking priceless paintings and stuff like that. And I'm like,
yeah, because that
I've
was
seen
smart.
a couple of those.
And I was like, you know what?
Throwing paint around.
I was like, drag these retards in the middle of the street, and a Glock will solve it.
I mean, if you think they're displaying the real thing anyway, you're probably just as dumb as everybody else.
And it's like they're
that's
doing
displayed.
this just so that they can say I was arrested for being a climate activist. Check, you know, a little check mark on there, and it's like, bro, you just caused damage.
I agree, Gundy. You'd be a fool to think that that's the actual paint sitting on
Yeah,
the wall
there's no way.
where
Oh,
you
yeah.
can touch it.
Yeah, no way.
No,
With your bare hands.
they had one where it was behind glass, dude. I mean, like some thick, and they
Just one?
it was like some thick, really thick
I mean,
glass.
it's probably just, you know, for
But-
visuals, I guess. Like,
But they glued their hand to the glass and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh my god. And
say goodbye to your dermis on your hands. you know?
And Twitter is like sitting there, you know, got all woke on there, thought that I was like responding directly to the guy that posted it. I'm like, it was to the article he posted. The hell are you talking about? I don't care that he posted it. I was giving my 2 cents on that. Damn it!
Dude, when AI takes over your policies for your platform, that's just not a good thing.
No.
Like, you could say a lot of stuff out of context, but like, you know, then you gotta go
Right.
through the whole thing of like trying to get an actual person at the company to review your account. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
What happened to the good old like late 90s when you could just do everything on the internet and there wasn't any security?
Right.
That was fun times.
It's like I
Yeah,
remember
too
I
much
remember-
fun back then.
I remember that there was a time where you would actually have to like, break a law in order to have an issue on a platform.
Yeah, not just hurt somebody's feelings.
Right, dude. I'd like to make a
Same.
complaint for hurt feelings.
All
This
right,
is-
we'll kick them off.
Right.
My whole feeling is
we'll
like, if
ban
you
him
don't
for
like
3
it, move
months.
along. Like, there's gonna be lots of stuff in your
And
life you
then
don't
and
like.
then we have the Democrats trying to go after Matt Taibbi and a few others that broke the news with the whole Twitter files.
Yeah, I saw
And they're
that.
trying to get
I saw
trying to
the,
get
what was it? The actual court case. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, I was watching
I
it
couldn't-
live.
Yeah,
I was watching that whole thing live, and I was like,
it was very
and-
cringy.
and they were each one of the Democrats were sitting there asking the same question in different ways. It was
Oh,
the
yeah, to try to
same
slip you up,
question. No, it wasn't to slip them up. They were trying to get any one of them to actually admit who their source was.
Oh yeah, that's right. The source, yeah, which is illegal as fuck.
Right.
You can't
right.
ask for sources.
Right, it's constitutionally protected under the
Yeah.
First Amendment.
Yeah, sorry. My source comes from this guy.
You have the right to protected speech.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're saying Elon did talk to you directly? No. That's terrible. I mean, what kind of world we live in right now, man? I don't even know what to do anymore. I just try to stay out of everybody's way. Like, don't cancel me.
Oh yeah,
Run me over.
they're just
Later,
pissed
Ralph.
because they lost all their control over the platform
Yeah.
in one swoop,
Later,
which
Ralph.
which means that anybody that it's like they won't be able to sit there and openly censor, like Twitter has openly been censoring, just like Facebook, anybody with a conservative
What?
viewpoint.
No. Oh.
Anybody with a conservative viewpoint. Anybody that's pro freedom.
Pro freedom, pro 2A, yeah.
Right.
Pro 1A.
They get
That's
they
been
get,
happening for a while, though.
Yeah.
That's not news.
Right, but what's news is that it's been underneath the guidance of the U.S. government. CIA, FBI, and Congress have all been making requests this whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
to
is
circumvent our constitution. It's terrible.
Yeah.
that is still constitutionally illegal that a governing body in the United States they cannot circumvent the First Amendment and then sit there and publicly state that those people are making independent decisions and that it's their platform, their decisions. It's not their platform, their decisions if you're influencing said decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I've heard a lot
subpoena
of
them and
people-
take them in front of Congress and then harass the ever living bejesus out of them.
Right.
Say-
How many
and then
times did
we'll let it stop.
Zuckerberg go to court before the platform really took a turn?
I've heard people make the comment like, "Oh, it's a private company; they can do whatever they want."
And
If
I
that's the
agree
case,
with
stay the
that.
fuck out of it.
Exactly. I agree with with you, Gundy, and I agree with Chris 100%. It's like you do not have the right to use a private company to circumvent the Constitution for your dirty business. Does not matter what side of the aisle they are on.
Yeah, no, this is still America, I think. So yeah,
Now, I can understand the idea that somebody...
It's the CSA. It's not the USA. It's the CSA. The Communist States of America.
Right. I call it the USSA.
the United Socialist States of America.
Right.
USSA.
Because communism has never been tried.
Yeah, never.
You
no,
you,
no.
you want to know what their argument is? Is that the only way communism works is it's got to be global.
No, they have to call it socialism first.
No.
so people like adopt
No.
it and then turn it off.
Their true core argument is that it's never been applied because it would have to mean that everybody agrees to the social construct of the social platforms.
Well, I mean, you gotta like scan your face on the public toilet in China to get TP now.
You got to
That's because
scan
they got
it to
they
get
got a
into
shortage.
communities. You got to scan it to scan your face to just leave a community and get on the train. Social credit system at its finest.
Well, I know. Maybe have you seen the California stores? Have any started implementing the QR code that you have to scan on the front door to even get in?
No, I haven't seen it. If they are, it's up north.
Yeah,
or
probably
at least in this major
closer to
metropolitan
LA and
cities.
Hollyweird.
Yep, LA, Hollywood, and San Francisco.
Because they're trying to
Yeah,
keep
well.
the criminals out now. So if you're
They're
not
trying to
a
get everybody used to carrying your phone for access now. So they're just gonna have like, anytime you go into a business, they're gonna have to scan your phone.
I will sit there and play devil's advocate on that one. What's the fucking difference if everybody's already pulling their phone out and tapping with it?
Well, this is that actual
Because the
like,
phone can be
metric, I
stolen,
guess.
but you know what can't?
Your face.
Your hand.
And that's what Amazon's already implementing. Palm Pay.
Yeah. Boo. This gets kind of biblical, I think. Starting taking marks.
I wouldn't go down that whole whole
It
route,
says
but
the mark will.
but
Mark of the
it's
beast.
Yeah, you can't buy or sell commerce without it.
Yeah. Hand
No,
or forehead.
as
RFID chips.
Yeah.
they're not going to put it in the head. I could see maybe in the hand, sure.
Elon wants to put one in your head.
He's just weird.
I bet you he's got one already.
But it's the whole thing is technology is going to advance, and at a certain point, it's going to advance very rapidly. There are people today that are 21 years old that have only known the technology being there. So without the technology, they have no idea of functionality without it.
Yeah.
So it's like as we get older, we're gonna see that more people are more heavily dependent on them technologies being in place.
Yeah, because they were raised on them.
Right.
Essentially.
So tapping a credit card, for people still have the credit card. That's still kind of weird for people. They'll still sit there and slide that sucker in or swipe it because that's in their brain.
You gotta put
swipe.
the chip inside, man.
Right,
the chip's
right.
Gotta go inside, man.
And now you can just tap. You can just tap your card on there and go. And that's just getting your brain primed that it's going to be all on your phone to begin with, because now you're already in that tapping mode.
Yep.
And as soon you're just going to be just tapping your phone.
Yep.
Oh, let me
Scan
open
away,
up.
Baby.
Let me choose the exact credit card out of the 50 million that I have. Oh, this one. Yeah, tap and go.
Yeah, slide that card, Retro Mike. Slide it. I mean, that was the thing, like buying credit back in the day. You got to swipe that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just swipe it, man.
Swipe
and then if you used it a
up,
lot,
automatic beats.
and if you used it a lot, you had to wrap a plastic bag over it and then swipe it, and it would work. Man, I'm old. I know.
Or if you get too close to a magnet and it wipes your mag strip.
Yeah. Then you just gotta get a new. Then you just get a new card.
Yeah, that still sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Because then the cashier gets mad because I think you gotta put the number in now.
Right.
It's like you're
Isn't
looking at
that
paying in
your
cash.
fucking job?
Not really, because you got to look at it from the technologically side of it. You're not really taught that's to do it that way. So it becomes, when you're doing something out of the norm, you feel weird, out of place, and you're slower at the job. And then you look at the line behind them. It never fails that it's with a line of people, you get that one credit card that doesn't work properly. You're like,
sounds like a you
"Great."
problem.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
got a problem
What's wrong
with
with you, man?
It sounds
No.
like a you problem.
You see, you look at it that way, but it's like that's not what these cashiers are being trained to do. And they're being paid minimum wage. So it might be a them problem, but it's a them I don't give a shit problem. And then you wonder why you get crappy service in return. And over the years, it's been less and less goods quality service because we've been dumping on those same said people that haven't really been like not many people were trained like I was, because like my first job working at a big mall, I had to input every ID number off of every SKU number manually.
Oh,
Oh
honestly
God,
saying,
because like
yeah,
that was
carbon
before
copy roller.
that was before you were able to scan stuff in. So I'm sitting here, I'm manually putting stuff into a database in inventory, and then I've got to sit there and type the numbers up. So I'm flipping, tags over and just and I'm
working that 10 key, baby. Work that 10 key.
And I tell you what, the money that I was making at that time was decent money. You at that time, coming home with $320 a week, you were balling, bro. You're talking 90,
and now if you don't make that a day,
96, 97-ish, you were making good freaking money, dude. Now, yeah, you're broke still. And you have no food on your table and you're homeless.
Yeah. Retro Mike says you look good for 80-year-old.
I have enough. I've got enough gray hairs in my beard, dude. It's like if Gundy ever grew one, he'd have a few more gray hairs than me.
I know a thing or two.
Nah, my beard goes down my back into my butt crack.
And I bet you it's still grayer than my beard. You got a few more years on me.
Nah, not 79. When you?
Oh yeah. You got me by a little bit.
I didn't mean to dox myself on live on YouTube, but
yeah. I won't publicly state it, but yeah.
I look great for my age. Fuck you.
Retro Mike. Back in my day.
Yeah.
We walked uphill both ways in snow.
Love trail to your tail.
Well, I got a nice wifey. She'll shave my back for me, It's almost beach season, It's time to break out the DCA.
Man, we just got like 4 inches of snow. What are you talking about, bro?
I mean, I'm trying to plan a summer vacation now.
Where the wife works, they got like 9 inches of snow.
I know. Crazy. They're getting snow west of us, but we're not. We're just getting like dusting because it's still like 34 degrees here, so not cold enough to snow all the way.
I'm so glad that I sat there and shoveled the driveway before the wife got home the other day. Made shoveling the driveway this morning so much nicer because that stuff was wet.
Oh, yeah. If it froze overnight, it's really hard to get up then.
Right. I laid salt down, but yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't like anything was frozen, but man, it was like that soggy, wet snow, dude.
Heavy as hell, like breaking your back and shit.
Oh, yeah. And here I am, I'm foolish enough to do a leg day workout and then go out and
shovel.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you should be pretty conditioned after working out every day,
You'd think.
Yeah, until you whoop your own ass and working out, and you're like, man, do I need to call up 1-800 wheelchairs?
Yeah. You need some life alert. Help me out, Fallon, and I can't get up.
I sat down and it hurts too much to stand.
My glutes are on fire. I can't even poop.
Man, it's like the only time that you look down at using the bathroom, you're like, I don't even want to do it. That seat's a long way down.
Craziness.
They're like, hold on,
55 Retro.
It's like
it's been raining all day over here.
Brisk 55. I mean, I'll take it.
It
beats 35.
It's 30. It's exactly 32 degrees by me.
Oh, right.
Like I could have used this snow a few months ago, and gone snowmobiling. When ice was forming and stuff, and I would have felt a little bit more comfortable about crossing a lake.
Yeah, and not falling in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this ice is really thin. Oh crap.
Well, I'm not worried about
as long
that.
as you stick the throttle, you can keep going, right?
Yeah, you skip on it like a stone. You like I do open water with it. It's like you're dealing with two skis in a tank track that's like paddles on the water. So I mean, you get
Pretty much,
sprayed
yeah.
with water a little bit, but
Oh, I'm
that's
sure, yeah.
that's like the worst of it.
At least your tail coming off the track, like up into
Oh
your
yeah,
back
yeah,
and shit.
and that kind of also depends on are you running a mud flap or not? If you're running a mud flap, it kicks it away from you if your mud flap is good. If you're running like a half a mud flap, you're probably getting wet.
Quarter flap.
Yeah, you're doing a quarter flap on there, you're getting wet. You run no flap, that's your
Ooh,
fault.
yeah. You're going home drenched.
Right? Oh my god.
I'm so wet.
I mean,
Wet.
I've done 1.5 miles of open water with a 440 cc motor, So I mean, like you just need 80 miles an hour.
That's
80.
getting it too. That's like.
Oh no, this thing was tuned out. It was a race sled.
Oh.
That thing would do like about we got it up to about 105 ish.
Oh, so you were like 80% in it.
Yeah,
That's not too bad.
Yeah. I like to make sure I got a little extra throttle on there. Towards the end, I had it wide open. I was like, I got to make a couple of turns. That thing was pegged to the throttle. I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to make it. That last turn's going to suck. I need more speed. Yeah. I've done some crazy stuff on my sled. But the
Sounds
sled
like it.
the sled that I have now, I've done some like, jumping over floating ice cubes in the water. Like you hit them and you just jump off them. You're like, oh God, I'm airborne. Wing, wing, wing. And like you hit in and you just watch the water go above your running boards and you're like, oh, I'm going to die. And then you feel yourself come right out of it like a jet ski and you're like, got it.
Yeah.
Yes, go.
It's like those guys who used to like do the jumps and like dip your jet ski underneath and shoot out of it.
Oh yeah. I've done some crazy stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
And my sled's
that's
now
what
a
life
lot.
is for, man.
Like that sled now really hooks now. Like it dead hooks with this new track on there. Ooh. I haven't had any good snow since.
If you don't have a couple scars from growing up, you just didn't live, you know?
Hey man, there's nothing like getting ejected off of a snowmobile at about 90 miles an hour.
Ooh. Man, I bet you flew like 3 or 4 house links.
Oh man,
Seriously.
I came off. I hit a boulder like the size of your head. This was with with the sled that had the 440 motor in there. So I'm like wide open throttle going through a cornfield, and I don't see any of the like. I got 2 snowmobiles in front of me, and they're kicking up just enough snow, and they pass to the left and the right of this boulder. I'm like going in the middle of these guys, so I don't see nothing. It's all of a sudden I hear, ha! And like I hear something hit the belly pan, and as it hits, I just feel the whole thing come off the ground. And I'm like, wing! I'm like, oh dear God, I'm gonna die.
I hope I didn't bust anything.
I'm like, I'm gonna die, and I'm like, and as this happens, my feet are already up in the air, dude.
Yeah.
Like it happened so quickly. I couldn't even hold on.
Hey, look,
And
it's flying them.
And I'm holding on to the handlebars still, and I'm like,
high side it.
oh yeah, my feet were straight
feet
up.
over top?
My feet were just straight up in the air. I'm just holding on to the handlebars. I'm like, okay, what do I do from
Going
here?
too fast to flip over them.
Yeah, I'm like, what do I do from here? and I'm like,
Throttle.
I'm like, I gotta get
The
the
only
sled.
option is
No,
throttle.
I'm like, I gotta get the sled away from me. So I'm like thinking, sled's gotta go away from me, and I gotta pick the right time. And I'm holding on to it, and I know I am flying through the air, And finally, I look over to my right because I know the ground is over to my right, and I'm like kind of half corkscrewing in the air. I look over and I can put my hand on the ground. I'm like, yep, this is the time. This is the time where I push the sled away now. So I let go of my right hand and I push the handlebar with my
kick that
left.
bitch out of here, yeah.
And I hit the ground almost immediately. It was like sitting there jumping. The snow was so deep. Like, it felt like I was just jumping into a bed, dude. It was like, pop, and I just start tumbling. I'm like, oh, God, where's the sled? Where's the sled? That's all I'm worried about is this sled's following me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get ran over by my own sled, dude. Yeah. Finally, I stop tumbling. I look over, and this sled is on its skis, just kind of riding out by itself, ghost riding. I'm like...
Was it still idling?
Oh, yes. It was just idling. Just
nice.
Headlights on and everything. And I'm like, nice. And I'm sitting here going, okay, I can stop sliding now. And I slid like that for another like 60, 70 feet.
Do like a cock and balls check, make sure everything's attached and like hop
back up. I get up and my two buddies are like all the way at the end of the field. Now they're starting to turn around and come back because they see my sled.
They're laughing their asses off.
They don't know what happened. They have no idea what happened. They just see my sled. That's all they see because they just see the headlight. It's in the middle of it's like 10 o'clock at night. They don't see me walking. I'm like,
why you didn't see
I'm pissed off now. I'm pissed off now. I'm like, what the hell did I hit, dude? So I go trunching back, man. I traveled at least 2 city blocks from
Wait a minute. Machine here, 2 city blocks away was you?
No, from the rock that I hit. From where I stopped after sliding, I was 2 city blocks away from it. That's how fast I was going when I got launched.
And bodies don't stop when they hit snow. They just keep going.
I was on a giant slip and slide for 2 city blocks, dude. I'm sitting here going, "Oh my God!"
It wasn't during the day. You know?
Oh God, man! And like, I'm like, you can stop anytime, dude.
You're laying on your back, kicking the ground, trying to get the heel in.
I'm not even doing that. I'm going for a ride. Wee. But yeah, 2 city blocks, and I come back. I find I find the rock, and I toss that off into the woods, and I'm like, I go back to work.
Be like, fuck you, bro.
Oh no, I picked it up and put it off into the woods so nobody else would hit it.
I hate you.
Right. And I'm like, and I see where my skis go. And you see where my skis leave the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder how far I went before the sled touched the ground again. Dude, that was almost 100 feet away by the time that sled hit the ground again.
I believe it.
It's like, oh my God. And you can see the sled hit in on its side, and then the other ski came down like a good 10 feet, it slid on its side. And you can see where I hit the ground and was tumbling. You can see where, like, there was moments where I lifted off the ground and there was, like, a good 5 feet where I didn't touch the ground.
Craziness.
Oh yeah. God, good times, dude. Oh, yeah. If the wife would have saw some of that stuff, she would have freaked.
Oh, yeah. She would have banned you from it.
Definitely an 80s child.
You're done, bro. You're done.
Hey, man, this is before knee pads and helmets, all right?
Right. I had a helmet on. Come on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, but, you know.
And my buddies come back up to me. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." That was almost kind of fun enough to, like, just kind of go rip through the field, just jump off your sled.
Yeah.
I'm serious, dude. It was actually kind of fun, dude.
Impromptu. Impromptu fun. Yeah.
I'm like, yes, it was, man.
I bet you didn't fart for like 20 minutes after that.
Right, dude. It was just more, it was like such a surprise because it came out of nowhere. And it's you hear something hit my belly pan of my sled underneath the motor. And when I got to the sled in the morning, you could see the belly pan's like dented into my motor. Into the motor. I'm like, oh, wow, dude.
It performed its job perfectly for you.
I'm like, the frame stopped it.
Need a new pan.
No, it was all metal, so I just undented it.
Oh, yeah.
Eat it out.
Hell yeah, I mentioned a bink and it was fixed. Good.
Like, all right, let's do it again.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then that was a sled that I gave to the wife. I'm like, it's trusty. You're good with this one.
Yeah.
Right. Good old memories.
Here, baby, this one's yours, so I don't do anything stupid again.
No, I got a bigger sled.
Well, duh, God.
I'm like, you need to keep up with me.
It's like when you learn how to ride a motorcycle, you know? After a while, the 600 just doesn't seem that fast anymore.
Right. You've had all the fun you could have in third gear.
Yeah, that's right.
Anybody who has ever had a crotch rocket, you know what I'm talking about. There might be 6 speeds, but you've never come out of third.
If you're driving it properly.
Right. I'm like 4 on the highway if you don't want to be screaming.
Yeah, if you don't want to piss people off, yeah.
Right, although you can still be in third gear on the highway, it still does 110.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. So some of those bigger motor ones, like second gear, will get you there.
Oh my god, yeah. Like my uncle's it's now my bike, but my late uncle's bike is a 1978 BMW R100 RS Cafe
Ooh.
Racer.
Nice.
And it's
Classic.
a 1000 cc motor with a 6
Okay.
speed in there. I hit 4th gear. I looked down at the speedometer. And
Buck 50.
no, I looked down at the speedometer. I was doing like 60. I looked up. I looked back down. I was doing 110. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, brake check.
Yeah. I mean, usually in a bike, if you're in the proper gear, you can just let go of the throttle. You'll slow down a shit ton.
Oh yeah. Not when you have shortened handlebars and stuff like that. And
Well,
skinny,
you know.
skinny little tires.
I
There's
said
a
it's-
special
it was-
there's a
it's
special way to slow
predicament
down.
was right.
There's special ways to slow down the older bikes because you got narrower tires and you're not geared up like that. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a definite racing bike. So right. So I'm sitting here just like slowing down as quick as I could. I was like, wow, dude, third gear just like yanks you to 55. Like that bike will start off in second.
Yeah.
And it's got, and for being a 78 first year 1000 series, it's got under 20,000 miles on it.
Oh.
Oh.
Somebody's been babying that thing.
It's been parked since 92.
Oh.
I was the first person to ride it since 92.
Wow.
I believe it.
Crazy.
And it's got all the original seat on there. The original fairings are still on it.
Mm.
Usually cafe racers get stripped of the fairings
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
That's like, but that's not needed.
Oh, we're trying to lighten this thing up.
Yeah.
My uncle kept it
That was
all
the
on
whole
there.
thing with the newer cafe racers. They're all stripped down.
And you can tell that this one's a
Minimalist.
first year. You can tell this is a first year because my rims are pinstriped. And they only did that for 1 year.
Oh. Yeah, the first year, right?
Yep, first year only. If anybody knows their BMWs.
Bemis.
I know Gundy knows his Beamers.
I mean, automobiles for sure. I know I've never not written up like a $3,000 estimate on one that came in the shop.
Right.
BMW stands for bring money with you.
Right. Or break out another wad.
Break my wallet.
Break my wallet.
I mean, when they're like the way they're supposed to be, like performance wise, they're some of the nicest cars to drive. But for gosh darn sake, man, that shit breaks all the time. Like all those soft bushings for your steering and like suspension.
Hey, you're
If you're not
replacing those every
replacing
4
those-
years.
Yeah, every 30,000 miles, or else like you'll fail inspection because they're like flopping around in there.
Right.
Audis are the same way, man. Like I don't know what they do with their control arm bushings, but they're just junk.
Oh, it's because they've got that goofy wishbone system in there.
My favorite was when the Audi what was it 2.0 turbos came out, like when they first came out, they were using paper blow off valves.
What, paper ones?
Paper.
Yeah. Yep.
Paper, like construction
There's-
paper.
It was it was a special. It was like a wax paper material.
As soon as you
it
dump
was-
the
it-
clutch
it
and
was
blow off the blow off valve really hard one time, like it rips that bitch. Done.
It was one. It wasn't that it was done when you dumped it too hard. It was when you fireballed it. There's a difference between dropping a fireball,
Well, I don't know what
and
happened,
it being a
but
blow off. Yeah, that's
I did lots of blow off valve cones that year.
yeah. And the you know, it's like, and you would tell people just to get the aftermarket they get the AEM style blow off valve that was the direct replacement.
Well, yeah, the Audi finally got smart and had a polypropylene one created after that.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were having people like within warranty, like, "Hey, I'm making no boost.
Yeah.
I'm not making no boost right now. This thing
like
is in limp home mode."
Like those Mercedes compressors. Like, if the belt comes off or your supercharger goes to crap, like those cars are big turds to try and push around. You're like full steel frame. You're like 4-cylinder, no supercharger. Like,
You see, that's one thing I liked about the GM with the 3800 with the what was it, the 671 blower that they would put onto the stock ones.
Oh, the GTPs.
Yeah.
So my dad had one of those.
What was nice about those is that if you broke a belt or you knew you broke a vein, you could sit there and open up the snorkel on it, look into there, and spin it so that both veins were vertical, or no, one was like this, but you needed to have one of them to be vertical, and it would allow you were able to drive the motor.
Because it would just through the air pressure would.
But if they were laid in there like this and not like this, they'd had to be. If they were like this, it wouldn't bring in enough air.
No, yeah.
So if you rotated it like this, it would drive air in. Because they didn't make a perfect seal.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, they weren't. They were designed to add like 12 pounds of boost.
Well, yeah, I heard they made like a chip like backpack for that thing. Like you could just chip it and like go to the track, and then when you get off the track, just take the chip out and like go back to stock.
No, you just change it out to a ZZP performance brains behind it, and
like a piggyback ECU or something?
No, you just replace the whole PCM and just fucking you have really nice parameters on there. It'll run really nice. Then you can sit there and change.
It's already been tuned, yeah.
Yeah, you change it down to like anywhere depending on where you're, because those are forged internals already. They're good rods in there, so it can handle the boost pressures. So that motor is good to 25 psi.
I mean, the only problem I ever saw with that motor was the top gaskets, like valve cover gaskets, like
only
intake gaskets.
It was only a problem when they were not supercharged.
Really?
Yep.
Like the naturally aspirated ones failed.
Yeah, they were the ones that failed the most. I never had to replace mine during the whole time that I had mine. Yeah, I put like probably like almost 50,000 miles on it. I never had an issue with it. I brought it to over 100,000 miles. So it never had an intake issue on it at all. I eventually smoked the head gasket on there. When it smoked the head gasket,
no bueno.
It dropped the cylinder on it, and I'm thinking that the way that it dropped the cylinder, that it cracked the cylinder wall.
Oh, did you get coolant in there?
Oh, dude, man, it like
get that milkshake coming out the
yeah.
pan.
It added like 2 gallons of coolant into the motor, so I knew there was a crack. I'm like, if there's a little bit of milkshake, I would have been okay. Let's just do the heads. But it was a lot of milkshake. It was all coolant. I got
straight water.
I got home after going to the bank real quick, and by the time I got home, man, it like every time I cracked the throttle a little bit, it was just like black smoke was coming out. I'm like, oh, she's done.
Yep. I always see those people. You can always tell too, because if you sit at a light for like 2 minutes, like it accumulates. So as soon as you hit the gas, like big
It was
ass
just-
like white smoke coming
Oh
out.
no, it wasn't white smoke. It
Oh.
was like black.
I've seen the white smoke too, but that's a
Yeah,
different,
this
that's
was
a different
beyond-
burning chemical.
It was so no, the motor was getting so hot because it didn't have any coolant, and water can lubricate. You can lubricate a motor with coolant. It's not a problem. It sucks on the bearings a little bit. You're putting a little bit of extra wear and tear on it, yes, but not being able to cool down the cylinder heads, yeah. Oh, I could tell it wasn't gonna kick a rod, but it was. Yeah, one of the cylinders was definitely gone.
No good.
It was driving on maybe 4 out of the 6.
Yeah, chugging along.
So I knew it wiped out the head gasket, but yeah.
And,
Did not sound happy.
Nope. That was the first one that was ever catastrophic on me, but I kept the supercharger off of it. I'm like, the supercharger's fine. It doesn't share the oil.
That's right. It's in the intake.
Right? It's got its own supercharger oil, special from GM.
Yeah,
You can't use
spit
any
on it.
You can't use any other supercharger oil but GM's.
Yeah, no, you'll wind out the insides, man. You
Yeah,
the
they've-
metal shavings in your intake.
No. So the oil that's in there is just for the snout, and
The cone, got it.
so there's 2 Teflon gears
Well,
in
that's
there.
what a bearing is, you know.
Well, there's a bearing on the front and back side of the case, but either way, it's more for the Teflon gears that are spinning each of the blower wheels. And if you use anybody else's stuff, it'll eat through the Teflon.
Oh, aftermarket just destroys it.
Yeah, you have to. And if you put in somebody else's fluid in there, it's a special tool to take that
That's like
pulley off.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's like Subarus and coolant, though. Like, don't ever service the coolant on your Subaru unless you know what you're doing and you're gonna put the same fluid back in, because you will mess those head gaskets up so bad and you will leak everywhere.
And why is that? I mean, you just think,
It's a boxer motor. It's just flat like this.
My
So like the heads are on it this way.
yeah, I
So
hate their
if you
oiling
mess up the-
systems.
Oh, it's terrible, dude.
Yeah, they're
It's a cool design. It sounds cool when you like put exhaust
Makes good
on
power.
it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, it's terrible to work on.
I mean, it's a great little motor that should be exclusively used for Formula One, like it's already being utilized.
Right.
Porsche likes it too.
Right
Those
for
Those H6s though are pretty nice.
yeah,
But they leak like constantly, like
yeah.
valve
They have
covers
they
leak.
have oiling
everything.
problems because of how the oil sits in those things.
Yeah, it's literally sits right on the seal. Yeah.
Yep, and then the top surfaces don't get enough oil.
Well, that's why most of the Porsches have like dry pumps.
'Cause,
You do this sub pump in the back.
yeah, because we need to add to the price of maintenance. On it.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you got to play, guys. If you're getting a European car, you should know what you're getting into.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be like having 2 kids.
People are like,
yeah,
people are
it's
like,
an engineering nightmare.
people are like, oh yeah, I want a Ferrari, and then I'm like, yeah, no, you don't. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a Ferrari.
10K service is gonna cost you 10 grand.
Right? No, it's a 12. It's between a $12,000 to $18,000 service every 60,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you pretty much have to rebuild the motor sometimes on those.
No, the motor has to be pulled out of there for a tune-up.
Yeah, you can't work on it in there. Yeah.
Just a tune-up. You
gotta
have to
come
pull
out.
it out. Tune-up, timing belt. You're pulling the motor out.
If you're in like a proper shop, it's not that bad because you got like big ass like tables you can like put under the car and like lower the car like right on.
I'm
it
saying
and, like...
people that don't that are paying somebody else to do it. I'm like, you can be into it for almost a 20 grand service just to do the tune-up. Because you're going to do everything while the motor's out. You're not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll do it one at a time. Be like, no, you're just going to do it right now.
Yeah, do everything.
Right.
You got to drop the motor, literally do everything.
Yeah.
Like, you
You
don't
just
want to
tell-
do this again next spring.
You just tell them whatever
Yeah.
whatever it needs, do it. And you just go, yes.
Yeah, just give them a check, sign it. Here you go.
was-
Tell me when it's done.
It was like watching a guy that had a Porsche, come into Pep Boys looking for bolts, and I'm like, you need to go to
Pep
Porsche.
Boys? Yeah.
I was like, you
Boys
guys
ain't gonna have what you need.
Pep Boys don't have triple squares.
they're like, he was looking for like some interior bolt. I'm like, yeah, we don't got it. And they're like, he's like, what do you mean? And it's like, dude, you have a Porsche. We don't have that.
Yeah.
But you have bolts here, and I'm like, yeah, but they're not Porsche bolts.
Yeah.
So you cannot use those on a Porsche. So you're gonna have to go to Porsche to get those bolts. They're special bolts.
They weren't made by the Nazis, guys.
And it's not that we didn't have the thread pitch or something like that on it.
I'm sure you could find something that would fit, but
right,
it
no
probably
problem.
wouldn't fit.
No, it would fit, and it wouldn't be a problem. But the problem that I would have, being a car guy, is that if he were to sit there and sell that car off, because it's what it looked like he was planning on doing.
Oh,
somebody was going to sit there and look on.
Possible, yeah.
Right, somebody was going to sit there and look underneath that, underneath the seat. Probably was a seat bolt missing. It's usually the common one that goes out on those. They rattle themselves right on out of there. It is
Loctite.
Right. It is, you're sitting there. I think it was seat bolts that he was looking for, and Porsche wanted like $300 for the Porsche bolts. I was like, and I was like,
piece of steel.
And I was like, you know why that they're doing that? He's like, oh, because they're ripping me off. And I'm like, because it's got the Porsche logo on it.
Oh, on the top?
Oh, yeah.
On the bolt itself.
On the bolt itself has a Porsche logo. And he's like, really? And I'm like, if you're selling the car, you need to go to Porsche to get your parts. You're going to get it from the person who's going to buy it is going to pay you back for that.
That's right. Just add it into the cost of the car.
Right,
Come
dude.
on.
I'm like, you're passing on a supercar off to somebody, bro. Just DCA into it, and it's going to pay you back better.
That's right. That's right. Yo, man, this ain't a 4-cylinder Honda, bro. You can't just use whatever parts you got in the garage for it.
And the guy looked at me. The guy looked at me, and I'm like, bro, I've got an 85 Porsche 928. I'm not getting brakes here because they're not genuine Porsche parts.
Yeah. Well, most of those places don't carry decent pads anyway. Like, you got some wherevers or something. They're like $25.
We can get the high end. I would get the high end stuff if I was going to do it, but I mean,
some ceramic.
And we carried the pad that would have fit onto my car, and they're not formulated for the genuine rotors.
Genuine. Ooh.
Just saying. I don't always kind of go all the way, but when I do, I do it on the right. I do it on the right car.
When I do, I go doodad deep.
Doodad.
Doodad day.
It's like the Chevelle. The Chevelle only gets the high end parts.
Well, that's your baby. You got
Porsche gets genuine Porsche parts.
You gotta wipe it down with a diaper and shit.
Unless the Porsche gets turned into a actual a Road of America car.
Yeah, just gonna hack it up, drop some stuff in it.
Drop like a little mini roll cage in there. Put some Kirky seats into it. Put everything onto a switch panel onto it, and
take it to a racetrack. See if you can flip it.
No. It's rear wheel drive, front engine, so it drifts.
Oh yes, it does. Oh yes, almost as good as a 240 SX.
Oh yeah, and it's lighter. By a lot.
Yeah, those aluminum frames, man.
Yeah, buddy. Ah.
They're really bad though if you ever wreck them because they're pretty much totaled.
Oh yeah.
They have no reinforcement whatsoever.
Yeah, no. You wreck that thing.
No. The crash panels are a one time. It's not bad to you. You don't have a problem.
It's crumple. They're designed to crumple.
Yep. It crashed. It's one time use.
Yeah, that's right. It needs a replacement every.
Just pull the motor and trans out.
It crumples for your safety. I'm sorry, that's not true. Stuntmen do not drive in crumple cars.
They do now.
Definitely not.
No, they do now.
No,
all the new cars.
You're talking about, but all the cars that they have are reinforced.
FA Friday.
Speaking of FA Friday, we're 20 minutes over.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
I know it's almost Saturday on the East Coast.
Man, I think it's time for one final announcement, and then
Maybe.
we go ahead and share with the folks what's happening tomorrow.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Oh, sensual.
Went a little sultry on that one.
I'm on fire now. I need to go change my pants.
Yeah, you have a raging clue over there.
Raging clues, baby. That's all we hand out over here.
Hey, what up, Sadie?
Yo.
What up, Sadie?
Well, we're about ready to get up out of here. So, guys and gals, definitely smash that Lizzie like button,
Smash it.
subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out for the last hour and 20 minutes, guys. Yo, you
know
all
how we do
rock, right? You all rock. Big shout out to all of you awesome people out there.
Awesome.
So definitely stay tuned. I'm not sure. I believe that Mikhail will be going live tomorrow too. I'm not sure if he will be here on DCA in the evening time because Mining After Dark with the because he's got some prior arrangements. He's got a kiddo's birthday party going into something to deal with the wifey.
Like we said at the beginning of the stream, FA family first.
Right. So he's going to be dealing with that tomorrow, so he won't be, but I believe he'll be still live in the morning. Chump Change will be on really early. Serpent will be on right after him. I think maybe Rabid Mining will do something a little bit after that. Then you'll have Mining After Dark after that with me. Yo. So we'll talk about awesome, cool stuff going on.
Yeah. Hopefully Mikhail can give us some more TFM updates.
Right. I'm like jealous that he gets to play in the facility, and I can't be there all the time. It's like,
I know.
It drives me nuts.
The place looked amazing. All those
We should
lights
just
and
all
everything.
move into the family mine,
Yeah, whenever he was
We'll
showing
put
that
bunk
beginning
beds in there and
portion, and
shit.
all that lit up stuff, that's all my stuff. All my stuff's the really, really colorful stuff.
I know poor M probably had to pay a power bill this winter and shit.
I did.
Oh no! You had to actually turn the furnace on. Did it work?
Yeah, he had furnace work. I had to clean it, man. It was dirty
bet.
and all.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Sitting dormant for a year or two.
Oh my god! Yeah, that thing was nasty.
I
You
believe
guys
it.
is nasty.
Right, it was super nasty, super nasty. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much everything that'll be going on for tomorrow. So stay tuned, all that good stuff. Thank you everybody for being here again. Smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe,
Happy
bell notification.
Friday.
If you are new here, definitely check out the links down below. Join the Discord. It is free, guys.
Lots of
Absolutely
stuff goes
free.
on in Discord.
Otherwise,
guys.
there is a Patreon down below if you would like to, contribute to this channel. Or if you would like to sit there and get your rigs hosted at the Family Mine, definitely jump into DCA your mining, and it gets you VIP access into the mining, guys. Yo,
Power on tap as soon as the power company comes through.
Oh my god, we'll have a megawatt worth of power, man. You're talking a half a million watts, man. Half a million watts. So
much power.
So thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage. And of course, we'll see you on the next one.
The next.
Peace out,
Later,
guys.
everybody.
Yo.
Friday.